Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're playing. The actual full title of the puzzle is "The Four Long Snakes Are the Same" from Michael Lefkowitz. Now, Michael, or his handle Juggler, always seems to. I don't want to say the word trick me, but he always seems to kind of find my blindness, and I end up constantly struggling with some very simple deductions on many occasions with his puzzles. So I am looking forward to somehow eradicating this blindness, and I think the way I'm going to do this is by just repeated exposure. The puzzle's got 95% rating as of the time of recording, so it should be an excellent thing for us to enjoy. And I imagine that question mark that is right above Sleuth's head is something along the lines of, I can only see three snakes, where is the fourth? And probably round about now doing a runner. Hopefully a runner to this puzzle. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets, where the four long snakes are the same from Michael Lefkowitz. Again, you can excuse the fact that I use Juggler just to try and condense the text a bit and keep the font size readable. So rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and then of course every 3x3 box. Adjacent digits on snakes differ by at least 5. So I imagine that kind of almost sounds like German whisper lines. Exactly sounds like German whisper lines. So if this cell is 2, these adjacent cells would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. If this is an 8, for example, this would have to be 1 or 3, obviously not repeating the 2 in the same box, to be 5 or more away from the 8. And then we end up oscillating between high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back and forth we go. Here's the last part. The four long snakes are the same, i.e. starting from the head, they have exactly the same digits in the same order. So I'm assuming that means if this cell on the head is a 2, that all of these heads are 2. I'm excluding the shorter snake that's kind of trying to sneak out there on its own. And then the order would mean that if this is 3, this is 3, etc. So it has to be exactly the same all the way through. I'm actually curious if they're exactly the same length, because this snake somehow looks longer to me. So it's 9 cells, and yeah, 9 cells. Yeah, they're all 9 cells. Right. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So, the fact that we're given a digit, I don't know if it's like bait, and then you're going to spend a lot of time thinking about it, or it's going to be necessary as part of the solve. One thing I do with German whisper cells, though, or lines and puzzles, is essentially I color all of the, as in every other cell, to be one color, because I know that whether it's low or high, it will be the same polarity. And in essence, we know that because all of the digits are the same on these snakes, hang on, yeah, that all of these are going to be one polarity, purple in this case. And then every cell in between is going to be the opposite polarity because of German whispers and how we oscillate back and forth between low and high digits. And then somehow this is going to help us maybe determine the polarity of what is purple and what is orange. Maybe. One thing that's obvious is that 5 would have to be in one of these 3 cells because everything else in here is a snake / German whisper line. This is another 5 because there's nowhere else in box 4. These are going to be 5s. Less exciting for the other boxes. They're not quite as dominated as boxes 4. Admittedly not 5, but 4 and 6 were. These are 3 cells that are deliberately over different columns and rows, so not that exciting. And yeah, the rest doesn't seem exciting. So I'm just going to leave that alone. The 5 seems to be a bit of a red herring. I can see in here that because I've got 4 purples, whether purple is low or high, we basically have all of them. So these two cells are going to be essentially a 5, a grey with an orange. This isn't going fast anywhere, is it? Essentially, I'm looking for one row that has the same 4 of the same color or close to it. So, 3s are interesting. We should think about them a bit. But in general, I'm finding no row and no column where we have 4 of the same color. And the columns are like even less populated. They're more sparse than the rows. Right, so clearly the 4 is meant to help us figure out something. I can't quite see it yet. For example, if purple was low, then I know neither of these are 4s, but I knew that anyway because otherwise it would require double 9s, which is not possible. So it'd have to have a 4 in here. And if low is orange, well, that's not 4 because again it would require a double 9. That's not 4. It would essentially be one of these cells. Okay. And then on box 6, 4 could go basically anywhere. Obviously, aside from this row where Sudoku does the work. Huh. Where am I going with this? Right, maybe it's not about 5s. Maybe it's about kind of the next set, 4s and 6s. And the question you have to ask yourself is, and obviously 4s and 6s are interesting because they're the most, aside from 5, they're the most restrictive ones because a 4 in here would require a double 9 in the same box, which is not possible. So the question is, where do 4 and 6 go in here? And I can eliminate all of these cells. And therefore, one of them is in the purples up here, and then one of them is in the orange that's down here. But then the next box is useless. This could be, these couldn't. All of this could be. I don't know where I'm going. So we're clearly going to have to use the fact that the 4 long snakes are the same. And have a think around what is each of these cells and potentially the fact that they see one another. Yeah, this is going to get weird. So all of these are the same cell, A. I know that this is going to be B because it can see A. I know this is C, as in different from A and B. You can just have a look in box 4, where clearly all of these are different. Again, this is D. That's 4 Ds. This is E. In this case, this is purely algebra now, because I have no idea. Don't make any assumptions about kind of what I normally do with X's and V's. This is just not applicable whatsoever. Now, I know that because these are 9 digits, 9 cells, each of these long snakes, that I have to have repeat letters. I know that as a fact. And the question is, where is it? Because so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different letters. I only have G, H, and I, and I can't put them all in different cells in here. One of them is going to be representing the 5. So this cell here couldn't be B, but could be A and E. So I just want to just double check that. It can't be A, you can see that. Essentially, this is this cell, the one after F. And it can absolutely be E, or another letter, G. And I really dislike doing this, but we kind of have to. Then this cell, actually, hang on. Sleuth. A, C, and E, we know their polarity. Yes. I know that there is 4 of them. Yep. C, E, A, this is my 4th purple. So actually ignore the E, G for a second. I'm going to remove that. And instead, focus on this one where you can see it sees A, E, and C, and it's clearly purple. So we know it's not B, D, or F. This is another letter for certain. And I'm going to go with, for the sake of argument, G. Now I'm only allowed one more letter at this point. I have F, B, and D in orange. And I have this cell here, which is F, D, and B in orange. So I know this is yet another letter that is different from everything else so far. And therefore I've done all the way up to G. This is going to be H. Now I know for a fact now that this letter is a repeat. Otherwise I'd have used the digits 1 to 9 once each, and that's not possible because I need to leave room for one of them being a 5. And I know, based on the geometry that we discussed earlier, this is not C, not C, not A, oh, it could be G or E as far as I could tell. Like, that's suddenly a bit weird. But looks like it's E or G. I'm repeating one of these letters. Interesting. Okay. Let's play with orange. So I am missing in here an H. And I'm missing an E. So I have 5E, H. And this is not E. This is not E. Right, I'm going to have to use large letters now. Otherwise, this is just, the opportunity for making a mistake, as you can see I already have, is simply too large. So what I am going to do is replace all of these now with actual uppercase letters, so that when I make blind suggestions, something calls me out. Hang on, sorry, I made a mistake here. This one. Yeah. This is E, but we haven't actually determined what this is yet, so we can't give it a letter just yet. Or this G for that matter. So that's 4 G's. This is not this one either. There you go. Right. So the 5 is joined with D, B, F, and something else, H. So this is 5H. And by the looks of things, this is 5H. Because H is no longer here. H is not there. This is H. Here is our first number 11 minutes in. These two cells are a bit of a shame that I haven't picked some regular things. What I mean by regular things, in essence, like I'm having to basically double check every time. What am I missing? And that's, no way to conduct business, really. This is a B. G? No. C, D, E. Right. These two are also known. A, B, C is D, which is in here. F. This is C, which can only be there actually. There's a 5 somewhere, and a G, and this is no H, 5H. Right, we're going to have to do a bit of this, unfortunately, until I kind of figure out what's going on. So if this is orange, it would have to be B, which is certainly possible. And if it's purple, yeah, I've got too many options. I'm not going to pencil mark this just yet. Don't know what this is still. Yeah, in general, I have not determined what these are. We know it's the same letter, so we just need to keep that in mind. Somehow it's going to help us. So what else am I missing? A, B, C, I need a D. No D, actually no, I've got D. A, B, C, D. I need E, F, G, and 5. This is clearly not F. This is not F. This is F. So I have another E, G, and 5. And it doesn't look like I know how to disambiguate. This CD looks like it should be resolved. Something's not right. Yeah, that's not 5. That's 5. That's now an EG pair. This is CD. This is a known triple of A, B, it's not C, D, E, F, G, H, and 5. I can remove B from here, but that's about it. And then I have another CD, which is clearly not this cell. It's there, and this is another EG. So I end up with an EG pair, and then 5AB in here. No, plus something else. F, which is not this cell, not B. This is 5 or A. This is also not F. This is F. This is not 5. This is AB. Okay. At least we've narrowed down the purple option, because previously we were only able to eliminate the C. F's are not here, not there. This is F. I think we can get all the F's done. Yeah. What more can I do? I put H in here, and suddenly I'm feeling very like there's a missing letter here. So I think I used Sudoku incorrectly in box 5. Because, for example, where is G? And I need to have it. And that may be a problem depending on how I've used this. I'm kind of struggling to see how I broke it. G is 4. That's the only plausible explanation. Yes, G is 4. And therefore purple is low, orange is high. And I mean, if I want to, I can probably go around and replace a whole bunch of things, but I'm just gonna leave it for now. H is 9. D can't be 6, so one of B or F is 6. B can't be 6, F is 6. And therefore E is 1, and therefore this EG has to be 1 because there is a 6 in the middle. Wow. And then because that was 1, this would be not the E, this is now G. G. My EGs are resolved. I don't remember what G was. G is blue, surely. I said A, B, C, D, E, F. And then it became E or G. I'm losing my mind. I think G, yeah, we said is 4. So these are 4s. Okay, and I think it's sort of good enough for now to keep going. This is 2 or 3, this is 7 or 8. A and C are 2 and 3, and therefore B has to be the 8. D has to be the 7. And I clearly haven't replaced the smaller numbers, so kind of I'm almost better off just repeating some of this. This is 9 and 5, so that's the 9, that's the 5. This is 2, 3. What was A again? 2 or 3, wasn't it? Yeah. And B was 8. So I have another 2, 3. Hang on. No, hang on. C and D were not 2, 3s, sorry. A is one of the 2s or 3s. A and C are 2 or 3. D is something else. A, B, C, D is 7. So this is 2, 3, 7 with a definite 7. This is 2, 3. These are all 2, 3s. There's another A surely somewhere. Yeah, that one. And then C and D is again another 2, 3, 7, unfortunately. A is 2, 3, B is 8, and then 5. This is just ugly. Probably should have kept the letters for a bit longer. 2, 3, 2, 3. I mean, I should, yeah, I'll keep the letters. H was, I've lost track, 9. Yeah, good enough. Then 5A. 2, 3, 5A, okay. 2, 3C. I think we're probably good enough. I mean, I'll come back to box 9. Let's just crack on. So this is 2, 3, or 8 with A or B. If it's 2 or 3, this would have to be a high digit, which would be not 6, not 8, not 9. It would have to be 7. So 3 is off the table. And if it's 8, this would have to be 2 or 3. Yeah, that wasn't helpful. So what am I missing in the column? I need a 4, which can't be here. This is my 4. Which remember, no, A was not 4. A was 2, 3. There's a 4 in here now. I think that's all the 4s, isn't it? Yeah. Keep an eye on the clock. These two cells are 8. No, come on, sleuth. 2, 3, 8. And then 2, 3 in here. Two, 3 again. So I'm just gonna, because I keep replacing letters, so I'm just gonna clean it up once rather than just keep going. A, B, C, D. This is 2, 3, 7 as well. A, B. So this is 5, 2, 3, 8. And A, B. This is a bit silly now. 2, 3, 5, 8, A, B. Okay. Shall we do something more useful than what I've just done? C was 2 for ages, and I could have just made my life easier by just doing that straight away. 2, 2, 3, 2, 7 is 3, 2, 7 pair, 2, 7 is 2, 3, not 2 anymore, 3, 8 pair. That has to be 8 now, because we said A is 3, which is not allowed because I can't have a high enough digit with 8 or 9. So this would have to be 8. And therefore this is 2 or 3. It's not 3, therefore this is 2, 7, 2, 7, 2, 3. I think these are 3, 5 pairs. They're not 8s. The only place for an 8 is now in here. And this is another 3, 5 pair. So I'm trying to get rid of the A, and it's proving awkward. This is now 3. This is 8. This is 5 or 9. It's not 9. It's 5, 9, 5, 3, 5, 3. And thankfully all of my pencil marks are gone. I definitely did this the hard way. There's no doubt I shouldn't have done the replacement that early. 5 and 9. Yeah, resolved. This is a known digit. 7, I'm going to say. I need a 3, which is in here. I need a 2, which is in there. I need a 5. The other 5's in here. I need a 3. And if I've not made any mistakes, 7 for the finish. It's a lovely puzzle, Michael. So like it definitely could have been a smoother solve than what I've done. And it probably took me a while to get onto the idea of letters. But once I got going, it was, I'm not going to say smooth sailing. Like I said, there's a few things where the technique could have been better. Regardless, a phenomenal puzzle from Michael as usual. We've come to expect this. Hope you guys enjoyed it, both the puzzle and the video. And see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.